Stop scrolling right now. Paper 2 is tomorrow, and I promise you, this is literally the only explainer you need to watch. Just give me 6 minutes. By the end of this, you are going to know the exact cheat code for those tricky use figure X questions, how to completely beat the 9-marker trap, the exact stats you need to lock in tonight, and how to sweep up those free marks that everyone else just leaves on the table. We've got a lot to cover, so let's get into it.
Okay, section C. You have 1 hour and 30 minutes total. That means strict 30-30-30 timing. 30 minutes on urban issues, 30 minutes on the economic world, and 30 minutes on resources. Once that 30 minutes is up, you move on. Seriously, do not let section C stay completely blank just because you spent 40 minutes writing a masterpiece on a real favela. Now, for section C, everyone answers question 3 on resource management. After that, you choose one topic, just one: food, water, or energy. If you're sitting there right now and you're not 100% sure which one you studied, check your notes right now, literally before you go to sleep tonight. That is absolutely non-negotiable.
Now, paper 2 is heavily focused on resources. And looking at the examiner reports, there is a massive mistake that happens every single year. Examiners note that students simply describe what they can see in the figure. They literally call this lift and plonk. If you just copy what's in the figure, you get basically 0 marks. So here is the fix. You have to treat the figure as a springboard. You want to start with something like, figure 4 shows an area of rapid urban growth, and then instantly follow it up with your knowledge, like, which means that the rural-urban fringe will experience immense pressure. See what we did there? Observation plus geographical knowledge. That is the winning formula.
All right, next up, command words. Look, if you misread the command word, you get 0. Even if your geography is absolutely flawless, do not fall into that trap. Tomorrow, you are going to use the bug method. Box the command word, underline the key terms, and glance back at the question whilst you write. Box, underline, glance. It's a lifesaver. Let's break down a couple of those command words. If the paper says explain, you cannot, I repeat, cannot just list facts. You absolutely must use connectives. Words like this is because or this leads to. You have to give the examiner the full chain of events using phrases like this means that. Now, what if the paper says suggest? First rule, do not panic if you haven't revised the specific topic. Suggest actually means the examiner is tossing a completely new scenario at you. You aren't supposed to have memorized the answer beforehand. There's no way you could have. You just need to make a logical, geographical guess based entirely on the figure they gave you. Okay, moving on. If you get a map and it asks you to describe the distribution, you are going to use the TEA method. That's TEA. First, state the overall trend, then give a specific compass example like northwest or southeast, and finally spot one anomaly. Remember, never just list a bunch of random countries. Trend, example, anomaly. All right, pay attention here because this is huge, the 9-mark evaluation questions. These are your absolute biggest point scores, and examiners frequently point out that students just fail to decode them. Whatever you do, do not just list facts. You must state an evaluative judgment. You need to decide on your judgment early on, and then build a consistent argument throughout the entire answer. So what does a good judgment look like? Use phrases like this. Although immediate aid is essential, long-term planning is more significant because it reduces future vulnerability. See how strong that sounds? You want to argue confidently and keep that judgment going throughout your whole response. Now, I need you to watch out for the maths trap. Calculating a percentage increase is a very specific mathematical skill, and examiners consistently report that this exact calculation trips people up on this exact paper every single year. So take a breath and double-check your working, always. Let's talk case studies. Paper 2 is entirely built on pairs. You must have a UK city and an LIC or NEE city for Section A, and you must have a UK economy and an LIC or NEE economy for Section B. I want you to check that you have your pairs locked in right now, like tonight, and please, no vague generalizations. To avoid being vague, you need to memorize 2 or 3 highly specific statistics for your main case studies. Do it right now. I'm talking exact population sizes, specific economic values, or precise distances. Don't say a lot of people. Give them the actual number. Be specific. Look, examiners want to see that you're a real geographer, not just someone who casually skims the news. So we are going to ban the phrase, "it creates jobs and money," right now. Examiners absolutely hate it. Instead, say it generates tax revenue or creates a multiplier effect. Instead of saying one good thing leads to another, use the term cumulative causation. Swap out poor and rich for the development gap. And instead of saying countries are connected, tell them about interdependence. This vocabulary swap is literally a game changer.
We are in the home stretch. Finally, let's talk about SPaG, spelling, punctuation, and grammar. This is worth up to 3 whole marks on this paper. And let me tell you, 3 marks can literally be the difference between a grade 6 and a grade 7.
So take an extra 10 seconds at the end of the exam to check your work. Make sure words like urbanization and sustainability are spelled correctly. And for the love of geography, capitalize the names of your case study cities. Those marks are literally just sitting there for the taking. Don't leave them behind.
Listen to me, you've done the work. Now you just need to let it do its job. Get some sleep tonight, walk into that exam hall tomorrow with your head held high and show them everything you've got. You are ready for this. If this explainer helped you out, share it with a friend right now. You might literally help them jump up a whole grade. And don't forget to subscribe because the Paper 3 explainer is coming up very soon. Good luck tomorrow. You're going to smash it.